Welcome back to Nerd Thug Radio.
Uh-oh.
I'm the Captain Joey Savage.
Corey DLG.
And I'm Cole Baldridge.
In this segment, we are joined by a friend of ours, the Latin heartthrob, Gino of professional wrestling. What up, man?
What's up, man? You forgot about adding to the El Campeón.
El Campeón. You know, as soon as the first time that I heard you say that, that's like now my punchline.
It is. He
Only
says
because
it.
I've won fantasy football like 3 years in a row.
Oh, really?
So
He won one league. Like, he plays in 25 leagues.
well, one of them, I make all of them call me El Campeón.
man.
Right.
You gotta do the little thing, too.
I do.
Yeah, he does like this weird, like he's like throwing a rose at somebody.
Actually, like do it in the middle of like some of these like when we're recording. Sometimes I'm just like El Campeón.
Okay.
Actually, when I'm talking about you, usually.
When I cook food, I throw the salt like that.
Sup, babe. Sup, babe. So Gino is with Reality of Wrestling, someone we've partnered up with
couple of times.
couple of times, actually like 3 or 4 now. It's always been a blessing. I remember before we get going into you get into the wrestling business, I remember when I booked the first event we ever did. It was Summer of Champions 3. We got hooked up, like, hey, I come down on a Friday, do some interviews. And so on the way down there, we were thinking, okay, we're going to get, you know, some of the B-list wrestlers, right? Like,
Right.
Some of those guys. And as soon as we walk in, I saw you walking by, and I hit Corey like, dude, look, that guy's the champion of this promotion at the time. He's like, no, really, is it? And you walked over, you're like, hey, what's up, guys? I'm like, yeah, I'll go first. I was like, holy crap. Like,
Right.
This is way cooler than I thought.
Yeah, we definitely left feeling like they don't know who we are because they gave us like access to too much talent. Like they gave us everybody. That was their fault.
Yeah.
But that was actually a really good time we had. We interviewed a lot of people that day.
Oh, man, it was nuts.
Who did
Like,
you guys interview that
we
time?
interviewed you. We interviewed Rex.
Yep.
We interviewed Ryan Davidson, JJ Blake. We interviewed Ivory or Robin Ivory. What does she go by? Ivory, right?
Ivory.
I don't know.
Yeah. And then that was actually the debut of
Well, then Brock.
Brock hadn't started anything yet.
Brock Breaker. Yeah, he was still in the training mode, and he was like very timid. It was great because his interview was very like
So
so, and then we were like, hey man, cut a promo real quick, just how you do things, and like all of a sudden he's like his whole persona changed. Like he got into character.
Yeah.
It was awesome. We also did Chris Russo too.
Yeah, we did.
Fun.
Is he
interview.
still? I didn't see him this year. Is he still around?
Yeah, he does the
there.
announcing.
Okay.
Backstage interviews.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
My
So
boy
Gino-
Russo. Shout out to Russo.
Russo.
Oh,
So Gino, at the young age of 21, you were the youngest Reality of Wrestling heavyweight champion, 2-time,
Youngest.
Two-time.
Two-time.
and you're still racing for that third one.
Yeah, man. If I do that, I'll be the first ever youngest and the first ever three-time reality wrestling champion.
So how long have you been at professional wrestling? When did you start?
Well, I've been in professional wrestling since I was like a little kid, man. Because I basically grew up into the business.
Right.
I was at all the AAA shows as a baby. I remember. I don't remember people. The wrestlers that would tell me about how they would carry me as a baby and whatnot.
Because your dad was a professional wrestler,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, in AAA and CMLL, Consejo Mundial.
Those are the two biggest in Mexico. Yeah,
that's
yeah.
that's Spanish for free pineapple.
Yeah.
They're like the
Yeah.
WWE.
I like pineapple, man.
See,
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah.
That's why it's free.
I have pineapple in my shoes. What?
That's an overshare.
Moving on.
Yeah, but basically, but I started training and whatnot when I was 14.
Who'd you start training under?
This old school luchador is funny how it all works though. This guy was kind of like my dad's rival in Mexico, so it's funny that he's the one that started training me. He kind of became a sensei in a way.
That's a good story.
Yeah, he was very old school, very like laid back and like he was very he had a lot of patience with me.
Okay.
Because when I first started, man, I couldn't even do a roll, man.
Well, I bet. I
Yeah.
mean, you're 14 and
Yeah.
you're starting to learn how to wrestle. I mean,
Yeah, I don't even know how to wrestle now. I don't even know how to fight now. So.
But this guy would, have me running ropes, rolling around. I rolled around for 2 years. I was taught how to do just roll. And he would make me run all over the place and whatnot. I would get tired first, and he would.
Yeah.
He would be so mad at me. But this guy would never get tired. It was crazy, man. You will see other people come in, they'll get tired first, and I'm like, damn, man, how do you do this? Like, how do you not get tired?
yeah.
Still don't know, man.
Sometimes they just got it. And so you wrestled in Mexico some until you were
No, I didn't wrestle Mexico.
Never?
No.
always here in the States.
Yep.
So how old were you in your first match?
I was 16.
So what was that like being 16? You had a mask on, obviously. What was that like, just being a 16-year-old kid in a locker room full of dudes?
I had no confidence at all. That was my biggest thing. That I was so scared and so like timid. Kind of like how you were talking about Brock. I was very like timid when I first came in. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say. But I knew I could, kind of do most of the things they could do just because of training and whatnot.
Right.
Like, I'm very thankful that I got trained by the guy that I got trained by. His name is El Monje Negro. That was his name.
Okay.
Was basically as a black monk.
I was about to say,
That's a
I actually
great
knew that
name.
one.
Yeah.
That's a great name, actually.
Yeah, and he trained very well, man, with a lucha libre, which basically I went in. I was very, nervous, very timid, but I knew that everything that he had taught me, that I could, like, go on and be a good luchador. Luchador.
That's awesome.
So what's kind of talk about the transition then from being a luchador to being now a wrestler. And I say that the people who don't know, they're not the same thing. The luchadors, the mask, the tradition, there's a lot more, almost like a samurai style honor code to the whole process of how they do it versus now being in a wrestling business. Kind of talk about that transition.
It was hard because even if you go way back to the reality wrestling, man, you can find me as my luchador name. That was Thunderjet. That was my luchador name.
That is a fantastic. Like, you should have been a transformer. Like, did you turn into other stuff as you wrestled?
It's funny, man. I used to Google myself, right? I was at school, whatever. I was like, let me Google myself. And I will find, like, a bunch of random boats.
Nope, not me.
How could you not Google yourself, though? Like, why?
I mean, I Google myself now.
I would do it. I would do it now if I thought it would be anything other than mugshots.
Type in Nerd Thug Radio, Google Images, and there's just so much. Like, we're the only ones there. That's great.
Okay, that's cool.
So, how did you get into like reality wrestling? How did that all come about?
They wanted a luchador one time. They wanted a Thunderjet. Okay, so I go to reality wrestling. I get there. I have a match against Aiden Cristiano.
Hey,
that's my debut match, man, against him.
Talk more about that later.
Yeah, and like I said, I was very timid, like very nervous when I first got there because you're wrestling for Booker T. I was like, oh my god, I was 16. So I was like, oh my god, like, man, I was so nervous when I first got there. I like fell off the ropes. Yeah, that was
awesome.
finished, man. I fell off the ropes. Aiden Cristiano capitalized. Bam, he beat me. But yeah, they wanted a luchador. I stuck around after that. Talked to Booker. He's like, hey kid, we gotta take that mask off. I was like, why? And, that's how the Latin heartthrob was born. He's like, oh, because you're a Latin heartthrob, kid. I was like, okay.
So he kind of helped you come up with that persona.
Yeah, but before that, I had another name. I was just TJ for the longest, and I would just run around with some red tights and just try and kick people and whatnot. I had no confidence, man, at all. Like, that's where Gino came in. I had no confidence. I was over here messing up all the time. I was not good at all. So I just kept training and training and training. I finally got that confidence training at Booker's. And that's how Gino came up. A lot of people know about old school wrestling. I'm pretty sure you know about it. Gino Hernandez.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's where it was born from.
Yeah, Booker loved Gino Hernandez. So he was, oh, you're going to be Gino. I was like, all right, cool.
Cool, man. Yeah. I'll work it.
Yeah.
So he's kind of like a little Vince Light, right? Like, he kind of walks through and just, if he throws a pitch at you, you're pretty much, okay, I guess that's what we're doing now, huh?
Yeah. But he's very, he'll give you, hey, this is what I want. You come up with it. Because basically, you're going to be Gino. I want you to be, you're going to get the girls and whatnot. I want all the ladies to like you. I was all right. I'll be the Latin heartthrob then.
It's worked. And as you can see, you can find it Instagram and Twitter as TLHT__. The Latin heartthrob. You follow Gino and all his travels. So your finishing move, when the first time I saw it, it's the first time I had seen it since probably Gil Kim had done it. And you call it the Scarlet Letter, which is a dope name. Now, for those of you who watch like WWE, it's the same finisher that Enzo Amore does now. They just came out of nowhere and started doing it in the last month. How does that feel seeing your finisher? Like, I mean, I like Enzo. You said you liked Enzo, but dude can't really wrestle well. And it's like he watched the Reality of Wrestling happen on the Fight app and stole your.
How I found out he was doing my finish?
Yeah.
From Booker.
Yeah.
He's like, hey man, you seen Enzo? And I'm like, no, why? he's doing your shit, man. Oh, can I say that word? I can't say that word.
That's all right.
He's doing your stuff, man.
Yeah, he'll buzz it out. He's doing your finisher, man.
He's doing your feces, man.
That's awesome. Man, that's crazy.
Yeah. So basically, went back and saw that, and I was like, okay, but of course, I don't know. He just didn't. To me, what I've learned in wrestling is that you can do any move that you want as long as you make it special.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, definitely.
I could throw a clothesline, and then the guy before me can throw a clothesline.
Well, I mean, you've got Okada in Japan.
Yeah.
His finisher is basically
A clothesline.
A clothesline.
Yeah.
But he does it so.
Seriously?
Yeah, that's his finisher. But there's so much passion inside of it.
That's like the
it
Shinsuke
just-
Nakamura knee.
That's pretty dope.
I mean,
it's pretty dope finisher.
Everybody does see.
it drives me crazy. You're right, because everyone does a knee, but
His
he
knee is-
poses before he does his, and then he
his knee
poses
is- it's
afterwards.
just- there's just so much energy behind his knee. and
Yeah.
the crowd gets into it.
They
Same thing
do.
with Okada and his clothesline, the Rainmaker.
The first, I mean, when I started watching wrestling, and not when I started watching wrestling, but when I went into the business, I was a big CM Punk fan.
Yeah.
And I would hear him all the time talk about. They asked him one time, what was some advice that he heard, like, coming into the business. He's like, Eddie Guerrero told me one time, it's not the move that you do, it's what you do after and before the move. That counts. And I was like, okay.
Okay.
And that's when I see Enzo doing my finisher, Scarlet Letter. I'm like,
I saw it when I saw him hit it the first time. We're gonna get out to a break here. When I saw him hit it the first time, I was like, man, he must be watching Reality of Wrestling, because really, you were the only person that I've seen recently do it.
Yeah, I can't think
Ever.
of anyone
I
else
was like,
doing it.
Someone must have tipped him off like that. He didn't come up with that stuff on his own. Now he does have a pretty cool name for it, the DDG, which is
does he call it that?
it's the DDG.
Okay.
Instead of the DDT, the DDG.
I do like that.
Yeah, muscles marinara. But let's jump out to a break real quick. When we come back, we're going to talk about the upcoming pay-per-view at Reality of Wrestling. Gino and Aiden Cristiano one more time.
Oh, yeah.
You're listening to Nerd Thug Radio.